Hello, my name is Maria Fernanda, and in this presentation, I will make the continuation about my quantitative research proposal. So give me a second, I will share my screen. Give me a second, please. So I made this presentation for you, and this is my second assignment. I'm a student in the Master in Sustainable Development in the Universidad de la Costa. And I just want to point some of the topics we already discussed in the first video. However, I think it's important to just remember them. The first one, it's, well, the title of my research, that is Right to the Revitalization, Local and Cross-Border Possibilities for the Regionalization of the Great Degraded Areas in Colombia and Brazil using artificial waste soils. I just want to point out that I'll be focusing just in artificial waste soils, not in any other regenerative agricultural measures. There is a question I decided or built was what impact do regulations in Colombia and Brazil have on the number of hectares of soil regenerated using artificial soils, and how does this influence waste reductions measures in tons? The research objective is to measure the impact of regulations on the number of hectares regenerated and tons of waste reused in Colombia and Brazil in order to make public policy recommendations. I just add this last part that I just want to make sure that my investigation have an objective that goes beyond just a research purpose. And I wanted to really have possibilities to make some changes in public policy. And so this presentation will be focusing data sources and where can I find them. So the first one is that I decided two different data sources. The first one is the official government databases, and the second ones are the reports from environmental organizations and previous studies. So I decided that I needed information about how the soil is working with or without artificial soil made by waste. So that means that I really need this information about how many companies or projects are doing this in Colombia and in Brazil, where is the territory they are focusing, the hectares they are working on, all that information. I know that that's not information and that's available in any source. So I need to go to the official government databases, and I need to call, search, and write letters to environmental organizations that maybe have that information. So, for example, I'm trying to localize research centers that are addressing that issue. And where to find data sources. This data can be found in official government databases, environmental reports, and previous studies on soil regeneration, specifically in rural areas of Colombia and Brazil with high levels of soil degradation, for example, in the Amazon region. I selected three different data collection methods. The first one is surveys of farmers and soil experts. So I want to know how is it working on field, and if it's not working, why. And I will also like to make the surveys in order to understand if the changes of regulations are affecting the use or not use of artificial soils for generation. The second one is the interview, is that I want to interview soil regeneration companies, because this is not something that people do isolated. It's mostly they made it because there is a company that is paying for that it's paying them for duties, or because it's important for them to make some profit about it. So normally there are companies behind it. I would like to have interviews and surveys with research centers, because I think I think it's more probably that they have more information about this. So I would like to know if they know about this, if they have maybe a legal or a normative area that addresses issues. And I'll also like a sample of artificial soils, just because I want to make like a study case that I can point out, that I can study and see if it's working or not, and how. The appreciation of variables. First, I would like to address the independent variable, that is the legal regulations. The dependent variables, that is the tariffs regenerated, tons of waste reuse, and the relationship between them will be the improvement in soil quality and waste reduction. So that will be the relationship I'll be researching. This is a dream. That's why I add that picture. I don't have any available resources. I don't have a soil analysis laboratory. I don't have data management software. And of course, I don't have an estimated budget of 500, and I don't have a team of 5 researchers. However, this will be like the perfect scenario. It's not real, but I would love it to be. I just have me and a company that I'm working on, that is working with different sectors and territories to search about how is agriculture, regenerative agriculture, like in Colombia and in Brazil. So it's all those are all the resources I have. With a reference I wanted to point out, it's called The Effect on Land Use Regulations on Farmland Protection and Non-Agricultural Land Conversions in China. So it was a really interesting study, because they made a lot of like field interviews, field surveys, and then they analyze all that information, and they also like analyze them and contrast them with a lot of information of databases of the government. So I think it's a good reference for me. And I think that will be all for this assignment. But thank you, and I'll be waiting for your messages and for your evaluation. Thank you.